Welcome to Consultaire Inc. Group and Interlink IQ. For this session, we will discuss some brief introduction to traceability. From the name itself, traceability is the ability to track every step of the production process, from raw material acquisition to consumption and disposal. Food traceability, moreover, involves documenting and linking the production, processing, and distribution chain of products and ingredients. Nowadays, traceability has gained more relevance and expanded into a variety of industries, including automotive, electronics, food, and pharmaceuticals. This is the result of the need for better product quality and growth in customer safety awareness. The fundamentals of this increasingly common traceability will be covered in this section. The following are the objectives of this presentation. First, to know the importance of traceability and how can it benefit an organization. Second, determine the different approaches or perspective of traceability. Third, determine the step-by-step procedure in initiating a traceability exercise, including the general requirements, frequency, and report generation. Having an in-place traceability program helps the company identify and track specific batches or lots of materials at each stage of the process. This program also provides confidence that an organization can quickly contain or identify specific batches affected by a nonconformity, hence, serves as an effective and efficient recall of unsafe products. This tells how an organization prioritizes their customer safety. Traceability exercise enables the organization to improve on certain areas that is found to be lacking or causes delay during the activity. This program can detect inadequate or incomplete documentation, lapses in procedure, or missing communication links that can be improved on the next exercises. Laws and regulations may vary depending on the state that governs a business. For instance, the Food Safety Modernization Act of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the General Food Law Regulation in the European Union mandates that businesses must be able to trace and monitor food and its components through all phases of production and distribution. Organizations may also adhere to voluntary private standards such as the Global Food Safety Initiative or GFSI, the Safe Quality Food or SQF program, the British Retail Consortium or BRC Global Standard, or the International Food Standard. These certifications enable a business to gain a competitive advantage. Now let's move to the two approaches of traceability: the forward and backward perspective. Each material must have a distinct and definable batch coding scheme as a prerequisite. This code permits the company to start both procedures. Tracing back involves tracking records backward in the timeline, while tracing forward entails using gathered information to follow the movement of the products. Forward traceability is the process of starting with a batch of raw materials and following them all the way through the finished items they were used to create. This is usually used whenever a business or organization want to determine to which customers did the non-conforming material reached or possibly affected. Backward traceability, on the other hand, is taking a finished product batch and tracing back from customer back through the process, including intermediate products, to batches of raw materials used. This is specific for the finished product batch. This approach is frequently chosen whenever a client complains about a finished product and the business wants to determine where in the process anything went wrong. Now that we are familiar with the two approaches of traceability, let us proceed to the step-by-step procedure in conducting the traceability. Traceability exercises should be performed at a defined frequency, such as annually, and should include both forward and backward tests. The organization should also maintain a defined length of time or duration in conducting the traceability. This is to ensure quick responses to complaints, risk of recalls, and preventing further nonconformities. Basic procedure starts with the scenario or situation that will initiate the traceability. Selection of the batch code of the affected product can either be from a complaint, supplier notification, auditors, or planned traceability exercise scenario. Next, assemble the traceability team. This is led by the team leader that will communicate with the team the objectives of the activity and the requirements or documents needed. He or she also consolidates the final report coming from the representatives from the procurement section, warehouse, logistics, quality assurance, research and development, and production team. Third, collection of data and records. The records may be specific depending on the organization, but in general, this may include delivery receipts, production records, QA verification records, and procurement transactions. The ultimate goal of traceability is 100% recovery, meaning the amount of input must be equal to the amount of the output, and vice versa. This means that everything should be accounted and well documented, including rework, significant wastes, and losses. The final report must also include bottlenecks and shortcomings during document retrieval, the things to improve in terms of communication, and training of personnel involved to further increase the efficiency of the program. Thank you for listening in today's session on traceability. Contents presented are for training purposes only and based on the interpretation of the standards and best practices, and must be customized for your intended use. To fully customize your traceability program, other policies and procedures, lessons for training, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consultaire at services@interlinkiq.com or simply call 202-982-3002. For free access, visit www.interlinkiq.com.